Welcome back to Wegs Garage. Today I've got a real quick tech tip for you on how you can improve the life of switches and relays on your car, like the one for the Overdrive on our 1964 Triumph TR4. And that is with the use of a Flyback Diode. It's a very inexpensive part, and I'm going to show you how to install it. Stay tuned. Alright, so real quick, what exactly is flyback? Now, I'm not an electrical engineer, so I'm not going to pretend to understand all the physical phenomena that are happening with the individual electrons. But basically what you need to know is that it's something that occurs when an inductive load is suddenly switched off. Now, a good example of an inductive load is the solenoid on the Overdrive for our Triumph TR4, right there. And there's traditionally a relay that turns that on and off. But what happens is when you switch the inductive load off, the voltage suddenly spikes, which causes an arc to form across your switch contacts on the relay. And it greatly reduces the life of those contacts. In fact, that voltage spike can be many times greater than the battery voltage, and it'll take out a typical automotive relay in very short order. So if we look at another drawing of our Overdrive circuit here, what we do to fix this problem is to add a diode right here, known as a flyback diode. Now, a diode is a device that only allows current to flow in one direction. And as it's shown in this schematic, under normal operation, there's no path for electricity to get to ground through this diode. So under normal operation, the diode's really not doing anything. It's just stopping the voltage right here. Now, up here we have our relay contact, and that is what provides the power to this Overdrive solenoid. Now, when the relay contact closes, we supply power down to the solenoid, and it turns the solenoid on. When we turn the relay off, that is when our diode comes into play, because remember, we're going to form a very large voltage spike right here. But what this diode is going to do for us is it's going to allow us a little current loop to happen here, and it's going to limit the amount of voltage that gets back to our relay contacts and keep those from getting that arc, which is what takes them out so fast. Alright, so now that you've suffered through my very poor explanation of flyback voltage and why a diode fixes it, let's take a look at some of the components you need to fix the problem and kind of show you how they install it. We're going to fix the problem right now. Let's do that right now. So lucky enough for everyone, the fix for this is a very inexpensive diode. This is a 1N4007 diode. A lot of the ones in this 4000 series will work for this. You don't have to have an oscilloscope and figure out exactly what kind of let through voltage you want. You just need something in this range, and it'll work pretty well to fix the problem. Now, unfortunately, a diode itself is not a very convenient form to get in an automotive application because there's a lot of exposed metal here, and we don't want to have that on the car. So what we're going to do is solder wires to either side of the diode, and we're going to keep track of it by, let's turn that around. We're going to keep track of it by putting the red wire on the side that we want connected to the positive part of the battery, and the black wire on the part that we want connected to the negative side of the battery. And how you know which side is which is there will be like a little line that you can just barely see here on the side that shows you which direction the diode should be pointing. So, and then when it's done, we'll slide some heat shrink over the whole thing and wrap it up nice and tight so that we don't have any shorts or anything there. So we'll take care of that now. And there it is. You can see we got our diode wrapped up all nice in here, wires soldered on either end, and some spade connectors so we can put it in line in the car somewhere and get her mounted up. Alright, so maybe not the most interesting thing to see up under here, but this is how I tied the diode into our circuit. Our overdrive power wire comes off the relay and has one little joint right here, so I cut that connector off and stuffed another wire in there that I then connected to the diode piece here, and then that goes to a ground point that I kind of set up underneath there. So that completes the circuit. It's probably not the most dramatic ending to the video because there's really nothing to see here. I don't own an oscilloscope or anything like that, so I guess that's where we're gonna leave it. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It works. All right, so that's gonna do it for today. Just a quick tech tip there on the Flyback Diode. If you have any questions, maybe talk to an electrical engineer because that probably won't be much help. But I do know that this works, and I would highly recommend it for anyone with that type of solenoid in a circuit with either a switch or a relay on it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you think that I should stick to mechanical things, which is probably true, hit that dislike button twice. And if you really like the video, go ahead and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. We'll see you next time.